All right, everybody, yippee, over here. Let me make sure. Hear me, see me. All right. Thank you for hopping on tonight. I'm Jill Blanchette. I'm here for my Wednesday live. Um, I don't really have a whole lot to say. Can you believe it? Woman, a few words tonight. Same stuff as last week and the week before that. It's celebration. Oh no, we do have some new stuff. If you got my newsletter today, you saw a bunch of different things I got going on. I did put out the dates for my March class. I'm in the process of working on those cards. Celebration has brought out a bunch of new items. And there's two stamp sets from the mini catalog in there. So it's the beautiful butterflies and the something botanicals. It's a reversible one, which really blew me away that they brought in stuff from the mini catalog. Betty's hey Vesta, Betty, Christy, Dawn, thanks for hopping on. I was just really surprised to see that they had those current catalog items as freebies. Must be they're not currently happening to be big sellers or something, but I just wanted to let you know that. I was looking at the butterfly one today and I thought, gosh, that looks like really familiar. Like I have seen that. And it's in the catalog. There's some ribbon, the bee punch, and my friend Patty did say that she found a video that the bee punch works with the bees in the new set that's in the scrapbooking brochure. So you can get the hive, I think they're called hive, maybe they're hexagon dives, but there's a die set that's hexagons and there's some bee pieces. But if you have the punch, I guess the punch works the bees for this set too, which was pretty cool. We got two new catalog or kits, just all kinds of fun stuff. So again, if you get my newsletter, you know all this already. If you don't get my newsletter, you can go to my greenthumbstampers.com, click on, I think if up on the little hamburger, you might have to go up there and it'll say get my newsletter. But if you're on your computer, it'll be over on the right-hand side. There should be a little place to sign up and you just got to go to a couple different pages and click and you get the sign up. And that works. And I appreciate it. Anybody who signs up, I will be sending you a sampler of our wonderful papers. And let me think, what else? What else am I forgetting? Oh, Great Lakes. Great Lakes demonstrators have been invited to two locations, Peoria, Illinois, or Hobart, Indiana. Myself and hopefully most of my downline will want to go to the Hobart one, and we hope to see you there. If you are not a demonstrator, but you want to go, let me know. We can get you signed up and you can go. Oh, and then I got my cards from last week. I had a whole bunch of them, and I didn't have a whole bunch of people sign up. So we've got Christy Hemmerline, Julie Heights, Dawn Thuma, and Sharon Tushek. I will get those in the mail to you. This week I'll have two kits because I just got happy cutting, I guess. And next thing I knew, I was cutting an extra set. So we will use that as another freebie giveaway. So let me think. Gosh, I gotta think that that's it. Let me turn. Oh, thanks, Holly. Got my little Valentine, what do they call them? Conversation hearts on tonight. And oh, good, Dawn. I'm glad you liked it. Let me turn my computer down. Hopefully, I'm not zoomed in too far that the um, background is wobbling in and out. But here's the card I'm going to make. It is the just a spin-offy kind of card for the Terrific Toadstools. You know, we had that really cool Hip and Dig It hippie paper as a celebration freebie. And I just knew that I needed other options to use it with. So I grabbed some online inspiration. So it has a punch. Let me flip it over. It has a punch that punches out the toadstools and probably this stem. But they're very easy to fussy cut as well. So let me show you guys. I'm using a whole bunch of stuff. Got wild ferns, textured timber, and the elements of text, along with Terrific Toadstools. But I was having a conversation with my friend Lori and Susie, and we were talking about Susie needed to make she had a beginner group that wanted to be introduced to stamping, and they wanted simple stuff. So we got to talking about simple. What is simple? How much is simple? At what level does it stop being simple for a newbie? Well, this card is probably not really newbie-ish, but it's still simple. And I don't say that because I don't know. It's not a simple stamping kind of card. Do you need everything from the catalog to make this card? No. It might seem like it with all those stamp sets I just showed you, but you don't need to. You can make a background with anything. One background stamp will work, but I happen to have a few items here, so I used them. But could you make this at home? Sure you can. Very limited supplies, you can still make it. So don't be shied away from it, scared away from it. Oh my gosh, don't turn me off because you think that you can never make this. I will show you. Very simple. Straightforward. Let's go. So on top of all those stamp sets, yes, I am pulling out a boatload of ink as well. But do you need it all? No. But if you want to recreate my specific card, you'll need a little bit of here and there stuff. So I'm going to bring in a piece of paper that we can stamp on. So I've got just a basic white 11 by 4 1/4. And I have all my pieces cut and ready to go. So I have this same paper from last week that I love, love, love so much. This pack here, Happiness, Everyday Happiness. You'll find it in the scrapbooking brochure. So yeah, it's again, lovely. Still my fave. I'm using that, but I'm just using this little tiny piece, and it is 3.5. Let me measure just to be sure. 3 1/4. See, good thing I looked, by 4.5. So 3 1/4 by 4.5. And I'm going to set that on the top of my page, my back card base. Let me see if I have some. I don't have any snail here, so I'm just going to put a little dot of, no, I'm not, because the nozzle's clogged. I've been creating today with my other, oh, I might have just got it out of there. Let's see. All right, I'm going to put a little blob of glue right in the center. See if I can kind of get it to hold in place. So we're going to put that in the center. And this is kind of that, what do we want to call it? Forget the name of it. But you do it like this with like 3 layers, and then you layer this on another color. It's probably called layered stamping or something. I can't recall the name of it, but that's what we're doing. So you want to stick your designer series paper onto your base. Then I'm just going to start with my elements of text stamped. And I did use the big round one this week. And I kind of wished I hadn't, but I'm going to use it again. And I will fix what I wished I hadn't have done because it's round. And I didn't really want round when I got it all said and done after, but you can't tell. So it'll work. But any kind of the they're older stamp sets, but they got a lot of yes, Dawn, you could definitely sponge. A lot of our older sets, there was some butterflies, some lace, might have been called like irresistible butterflies. Anyway, you can look through your stash and look for anything that's got some textured backgrounds to it. The one stamp that I got here, even Wild Ferns, has a texture right there that you could use, and it works just fine. So I'm going to just stamp this down. And what I didn't like was I had put the curvature really close to the edge. I'm going to move it off the paper this time so that I get the straight. Oops, and I got it upside down. I wondered if I forgot to look and see. Yeah, because the eye is at the bottom, but who's going to see it? Nobody's going to see it because it's going to be covered pretty much. So let's ink it up again. And then I'm just going to stamp it again, kind of over here. And then we'll come down. I'm just going to come down here toward the bottom. All right, so that's all I want to use with that one. And I used Pebbled Path. And then I'm going to pull in, I got so many little things over here today that I'm going to pull in my textured, timber textured. Let me try and not multitask. That's clearly not working. I'm going to pull in. Oh, it is textured timber. And now I used this one on this card. I think I'll stick with it. I was kind of thinking I might switch over to this one, but I think I want to keep it tight. I want to keep the uniform kind of thing, the tightness of my letters and my words. And so then I did that one in Old Olive. So we're just going to ink up our stamp and then stamp the tree. Don't have to do in any specific way, shape, or form. Let's see, I'm going to come down. And we're just going to put a little extra trees on there like that. Oh no, I just knocked all my pieces on the floor. Did that sound genuinely concerned? Oh no, I knocked all my pieces on the floor. I should have been a little more excited because, yep, I just knocked all the pieces on the floor. But that's okay. We'll survive. We'll make it through. All right, so now I am going to pull in my Pebbled Path again with the oh, I put it behind me. The elements of text, I want to use the little dots that are in there. Just need a little bit of, I'm going to call it filler. that in some places. We don't need too much because we got a lot more colors. Oh, let me put one on there. A lot more colors to go through. Oh, I love Pebbled Path. Maybe they'll do a color rejuvenation again before long and bring it back, because I can't believe that, the pink is going to go eventually too. Pretty in Pink, and that's our, like, to me, that's our real pink. So, yeah. And hi, Julie. Hi, Lori. Oh, yes, Dawn, that French script would be great. So now I'm pulling in my Lost Lagoon. And I've got, you know what, I'm going to save that one for last. I'm going to pull in my Wild Wheat. And I'm going to use this fern here from Wild Ferns. And I'm just putting that a little bit, everywhere kind of thing. Filling in our background. Grunging it up, muddying it up, dirtying it up, whatever we want to call it. Snazzing it up, jazzing it up. Or totally messing it up, whichever you want to call it. All right. Then I did one last with that texture from in the Wild Ferns in my Lost Lagoon, just to pull in some of that color. Tie the Lost Lagoon in there. All right, we're going to stop. I think we've got it muddied up enough. So you see, it looks difficult, kind of, and it's just basically looking through your stash and see what you got that you can muddy it up and make it look kind of outdoorsy, I guess you call it. I'm going to glue that on to my Pebbled Path that is 4.5 by 3.5. No, it shouldn't be 3.25, 3.5. This one should be 4 3/4. Yep. I'm going to glue these together now. Now that I did that, again, I forget the name of the technique. Triple layer, it might have always been called, because usually you have 3 layers there. Triple layer technique or something, possibly. And then you layered them on top of the designer series or the cardstock, and then each layer sort of then fills in your border, and the cardstock covers any white spot where the stamp didn't touch down quite all the way. That gets filled in with that. So now I'm going to glue on this Pebbled Path piece. Hey, Jean. And I think that looks pretty good. Boy, that stuck really quick. That is not moving. So we're going to end up sticking that there. That was not going to slide a little tiny millimeter. So we just stuck it there. Now, all right, let me get my white out here. What did I put on the inside? I just put a layer. I didn't stamp anything. So let's glue these together and get these out of my vision before I stamp on them. put this inside. So this is just a 5 1/4 by 4, and then a 5 by 3 3/4. If you want a bigger inside, you could put it on the 1/8. And you could also stamp on this. If you want to stamp on it, do so before you glue it together. Before you make an oops and you can't take it apart. All right, so now I guess I can move this out of the way. Now I have a scrap piece of white. Let me pick up all my pieces so I know what I got. Oh, yay, it only looks like I lost one little fern somewhere. And of course, the fern is Pebbled Path, which blends into my carpet. But that's all right. I found most everything. We can deal without that one little piece, so. Boy, you can't even tell. I cleaned down here today. Got the floor all vacuumed and I cleaned the carpet, and you can't even tell because somewhere looks like the dimensional backs sneezed, or the vacuum backfired and spewed out dimensional backings all over the floor. So I've got old olive. I've got the wild ferns. And I'm going to stamp. I need 2 of the, I don't know what you call it, dragon's tongue. I don't know. Sounds like a good name for it. I need 2 of those. Then I'm going to take my blender pen and I'm just going to go around it and pull that color out through the leaves. Want to do this while it's kind of wet so that it will still do this. This blender pen is filled with, I don't know what, probably water and glycerin or something maybe. But it is great for doing steps like that, where you're just gonna drag the color around a little bit. All right, then I have this fern again that we did the wild wheat, and I need 2 of those. And we're going to do the same thing again. Let's drag the color from our leaves. Kind of around a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect. There we go. Then we would go with our, oops, I found another one of my pieces I thought I lost. Wild Ferns dies, cut out both of those, this one and this one. And then I'm going to cut some of these little flinklets out, and then the little, this little sprig. And I should have looked beforehand. I don't know if that's still available or not. I thought Wild Ferns was an online exclusive, so I don't know if it's still available or not. Okay. So we would go cut those out. Geez, I'm flinging my little pieces. So I've already cut them out. And I'll save that for now. And there's my little cobbled path piece. And I keep dropping this other one for the second time I've knocked it on the floor of the green. And I keep looking down. If you can tell, I'm distracted because I really want to know where that stupid other piece went. And it probably flung underneath. It flung underneath my roller cart there. Yay! Okay. So now we have all of our greenery stuff ready to go. And we're going to do our mushrooms. Now, our mushrooms, let me tell you, my mushrooms. My mushrooms caused me some grief. Let me get this out of the way. Okay, you know what? While I got this handy, I'm going to stamp this guy inside. Just gonna put a leaf on the insides. Just for something in there. And also put a little something on your envelope. Color those real quick. Smear that around. It kind of is turning a little bit of a yellow, goldish color, so I think that that's cool. It obviously the green has a yellow tint base in it. So, but it's kind of pulling in with that gold. I like that. All right, so now I can get rid of this. My crumb cake, I tried to make my mushroom crumb cake, right? Well, I had to pull out this old one because this new one, newer style, it's I don't know. It's almost like I inked it with the wrong ink pad. And you guys know I did that not that long ago, but that was pecan pie and early espresso. So I have no idea, and I'm opening my pecan pie now. I have no idea where I got this dark color from, but I'll show you. So here's my new one. So I put it into, and it keeps making bubbles. Not a fan. So I put it into the crumb cake, and then I'm dipping my little blender in the pecan pie, and I'm just going to try and dab the pecan around the tip of my mushroom. And it's going to make a really blotchy. I don't like it, but I got to keep going. So I did that mushroom, and then I'm going to do the smaller mushroom. And I did the same thing. I'm just dabbing my brush in some pecan pie. And if it wasn't so dark, you'd be able to see that I got like this pecan pie shadow kind of going on. And you'll also see probably that I just stamped those wrong to fit. Nope, I didn't. Yay. To fit into my punch. So we're gonna I really am going to stamp that one again, you guys. That's just, I'm not going to put the pecan on it. I will. That one looks way better. Let me do them both. All right. Way better. Let me cut that off. Now we can punch that out. But doesn't it look dark for crumb cake? I was just baffled at how dark that got. My, what you call it, labels faded to what looks like blue, but the stamp pad is extra dark. So we're gonna put the other mushroom in up at the top. So I sliced just wide enough so I can put it across there, and I don't need to worry that it's gonna punch out excess pieces that I don't want. So then what I'm gonna do instead, I'm gonna take my blender brush and I'm going to just kind of darken it up around the top. Like that. Another step you don't have to do. Because really, you know, I don't know exactly what look it's going to give it, but I did it. So now I'm going to take my little piece I got over here and I'm going to make the stems. So this big mushroom, I used the big fat stem. And I used this other pad that is a little drier, probably needs ink, but it is coming out more like crumb cake. You see? So then I need to take the smaller stem, skinnier one. There's a little tiny one in there too. And then I got to cut those out by hand and there. Get that out of the way. This stamp set is definitely not hard to cut out. A lot of just curvy images. I'm gonna round off my stem a little bit. Oh, hey, Patty. Okay, quick. Yeah, so I don't know. I'll probably have to order another crumb cake ink pad because, like I said, I don't know why that one's coming out so dark. I guess I could put inker on this one and see what it looks like and see if it's the re-inker that's the issue. If not, then I probably put the wrong inker on it, but I'm trying to think when I inked them. When did I tell you guys I inked them? I think back by around Halloween when Patty and I went away. Or did I ink them all in September before we went to Girls Weekend? I don't know. But I took them all somewhere with Patty and I to share, so I inked them all up. Oh, when we went to Julie's. We went to Maybe that's not when I did it. Patty took her own. I don't know when I did it, you guys. All right, so now I got those two little guys done. I so forgot that I also did the 3B. So I'm going to put the little stem. I'm going to use crumb cake, my darker one for that. I used, might have used pecan pie for the first one, and I don't want pecan pie. And then I used my pebbled path for the three little shrooms on the top. These look like the shrooms I get in my Chinese food. And then they do line up with the stem. Probably everything's going to go crashing down. All right, then I did cut these out, but I'm going to wait totally and cut them out as when I need them. So now all I did was I laid my mushrooms on here like this. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm just going to show you, and I'm going to glue it as I go so that everything's going to kind of stay together. I tucked my ferns. Well, maybe I won't glue as I go. I tucked these ferns up behind. I think my mushrooms are a little bit closer than they were on my. Oh, and then this guy, I did cut loose. I cut that loose right there so that I could tuck it under and have it stick out okay. So I am going to glue that one down too. What'd you have good for dinner, Patty? Cereal? And then I took this other one and I brought it from over here. So let's get that one glued down to our mushrooms. All right, now I need to cut these little dudes. So what I did was I cut these little guys. I get close enough. I didn't want all that white. See if I can not cut the head of it off. What is this called? An oyster mushroom? I see them in my, like I say, in my Chinese food. I think they're oyster mushrooms. Usually white-ish, not pebbled path. Probably if they were pebbled path, we'd pitch them in the garage. Might be a little bit slimy by this color. I was going to cut this one ahead of time. Totally forgot. I got the first class on Friday night, so I've been trying to get ready for that Valentine with my wine bottle cover and possibly shaking that up a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to have time. Got some last minute requests and a little bit late in the game to be picking it up. All right, so this guy, we're going to kind of stick him in here. I don't want to get too crazy because then it's going to be really super high. But we'll see. Mother Nature doesn't always do the same thing over and over again, right? Okay, so now let's bring these two in here. And you can fiddle around with, your placement for hours if you wanted to. We're not going to. We're going to move them and totally screw up our placement and then add some glue and try and replace them before the glue decides it doesn't want to play nice. All right, that looks good. We're going with that. Flip it over. I'm using this thing of big dimensionals today because I just want to get them on there for you. Look at my battery life. I have no idea what I did with this string of these, but they sure got all tangled up. Throw that one away. All right, so let's put this down. See where we want our I'm gonna put that right there. Then we're going to take a little piece, pop up behind this mushroom. I did glue this stuff all down flat to the bottom. Squirt some glue under there to get our stems to stick down. Then I got these little guys. So then I just kind of started to stick them in wherever it looked like I thought I wanted some other color. You could do these in the Lost Lagoon or something as well to pull in a little bit more of. That's not where I want that, but that's where it's stuck. All right. Then we stuck this guy down here. Not putting a lot of glue on them and such because I want them to, if they get hit and they want to curl up, then, let them curl up. And then I just stuck these twirly guys from the fern set. I just stuck them in there to help give some other color, other texture, draw your eyes other places. And now I could put a dimensional here, but I don't mind that it's kind of flopping. Then I said, oh geez, now I got all this space down here. What am I going to do? So I decided that that was where I was going to put a sentiment. I think there is some grass. I want to say this is grass here that you could stamp around right here. I think that's grass. You could stamp it around in your area, your lower portion if you wanted to. But I'm going to use a word from the Wild Ferns. Where I just put "You are greatly appreciated." I could use heartfelt condolences, but that it just didn't really say sympathy looking to me. I don't know. Could be just me, but all right, let's take our stem off there. Let's put "You are greatly appreciated." Let's see if we got that on there straight. Nope. We got to cock it a little bit. That was even worse. All right, last try. Let's see what we got to do. Still didn't do it right, but we're going with it. And we'll bring in our little cutter. And we'll see if we can straighten it up this way. Doesn't look like it. What have I done? Oh, that looks okay. I think it'll be all right when I trim the edges. We'll go this way. We'll go this way. And then we're going to pop it up down here. And we'll come over to the left. Oh, I think on this one I'm going to kind of center. You could put gems if you want on there. Oh, and what I did not bring it for the video, but can you see that that's glossy? Put my enamel, my liquid enamel stuff on all the mushroom caps. And this guy down here. But it was not going to dry in time for you to see it dry, so I did not bring it over to squeeze it on, but it's just liquid lacquer, I think they call it. And so that is our card, folks. Let me see, what do we want to, oh, I didn't give you guys a keyword. How about a keyword of fern? We'll use fern. It's shorter, not as long to type as mushroom. So go ahead and type fern for a chance at this kit next week. And oh, you're welcome, Besta. I'm glad that you thought it was full of techniques and fun stuff. So yay. So go ahead and comment Fern. Let me see. I'm not back on to me yet. There we go. Now we're back. So that's it. I appreciate you guys watching, commenting, sharing, all the good stuff. So that's it. Without anything else, I'm just going to sign off for this week, and you guys have a great rest of your week, and I will see you right back here next Wednesday, if not before. Talk to you later. Thank you, everybody.